Welcome to this node. Think of this as your premium masterclass. Today we're going to completely demystify artificial intelligence. As your mentor for this session, my goal is to give you the exact beginner-friendly framework you need to understand this technology from the ground up. But look, we aren't just stopping at theory. We're really going to focus on how you can leverage these concepts to build, innovate, and monetize in the modern digital economy. So let's dive right in. I want you to consider this single, staggering number, 64%. Right now, 64% of businesses state that AI is directly enabling their innovation. This isn't some distant sci-fi future trend, right? It's actively transforming industries today. And what that means for us is that mastering this technology is no longer optional. Whether you want to climb the corporate ladder, start a freelance hustle, or launch a global startup, understanding AI is literally your ultimate career advantage.
Here's our roadmap for this note. We'll be covering 1. The AI opportunity. 2. Decoding AI, ML, and deep learning. 3. Generative AI and LLMs. 4. Narrow AI to AI agents. 5. Building real-world solutions. And finally, 6. Monetizing your AI skills.
Let's start with Section 1, the AI opportunity, transforming the digital economy.
Artificial intelligence isn't just a movie plot. John McCarthy, who actually coined the term, defined it simply as the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. It's really about giving computers the ability to solve problems, learn from data, and reason in ways that mimic human thought. We are essentially building tools that scale human intellect to solve complex bottlenecks.
But to truly grasp where we're headed and how we can capitalize on it, it definitely helps to understand our history. Like, how did we suddenly arrive at this massive boom in generative technologies that seems to be everywhere you look?
Well, it wasn't an overnight success. This is a decades-long journey of research and engineering. It traces all the way back from Alan Turing's 1947 lecture and his famous 1950 test of machine intelligence, moving through the 1956 Dartmouth conference where the field got its name, all the way to the monumental 2023 breakthrough of generative AI models. We're quite literally standing on the shoulders of decades of scientific innovation.
Moving on to Section 2, Decoding AI, ML, and Deep Learning, Building the Foundations. Think of it this way. Artificial intelligence is the broad goal. It's the umbrella term for building any system that shows intelligent behavior. Machine learning, on the other hand, is the specific method we use to get there. Instead of programmers writing thousands of lines of hard-coded rules, we teach computers by showing them massive amounts of data and letting them learn the patterns themselves. It's basically the difference between giving someone a strict map versus teaching them how to naturally navigate.
Deep learning takes machine learning a step further. It's a specialized branch that utilizes multi-layered neural networks. This architecture is heavily inspired by how pattern recognition works in our own human brains. Because of these deep, complex layers, it can power incredibly difficult tasks, things like computer vision for autonomous driving or the seamless speech recognition in your smart devices.
So machine learning is the method and artificial intelligence is the overall goal. But how does a machine move beyond just analyzing existing data to actually generating original content? How does it write a poem or code a brand new website?
That brings us to Section 3, Generative AI and LLMs, the engine of creation.
Large language models, or LLMs, follow a fascinating and highly structured workflow. First, they undergo pre-training on massive datasets. They're essentially ingesting a huge portion of the internet. Second, they use an architecture called transformers and a mechanism called attention to grasp the context of words, just like we pay attention to context in a real conversation. Third, they intelligently predict the next piece of information, or token, in a sequence. And finally, they are fine-tuned to follow your exact instructions safely. That right there is the step-by-step engine of creation.
All right, Section 4, Narrow AI to AI agents, the evolution of intelligence. Currently, we operate almost entirely with narrow AI. These are brilliant systems designed and trained for a specific, limited task. Think of Siri setting a timer, or Netflix recommending your next show. General AI, or AGI, sits on the other side as the ultimate theoretical pinnacle. That would be a system capable of understanding, adapting to, and learning literally any intellectual task a human can face.
But the bridge to the future right now, it's agentic AI. And this is incredibly exciting.
We're moving way beyond simple chat prompts where you ask a question and get a text answer. Agentic AI systems are smart entities that can actually utilize external tools. They can plan a series of steps, browse the web, write code, and complete complex workflows completely autonomously. Just imagine having a digital coworker that collaborates in a multi-agent system to get a project done while you sleep. It's a total game changer.
So, understanding the system architecture is fantastic, but as a future-ready professional or entrepreneur, you need application. How do you actually apply these AI agents and models to solve real industry bottlenecks? Let's dive into Section 5, Building Real-World Solutions, from theory to practice. Imagine upskilling in a modern environment where your capstone projects aren't just reading textbooks. No, you're actively building autonomous driving object detection. You're forecasting restaurant sales using complex data sets. You're deploying multi-agent recommendation systems for e-commerce. This is the real engineering stack. This is exactly how you prove to the market that you can connect the theory of AI with hands-on, profitable implementation.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 6, Monetizing Your AI Skills, Thriving in the Digital Economy.
Here is your absolute cheat sheet to generating digital income. Whether you're building a SaaS product or offering consulting, understanding monetization frameworks is key. You could plug into the API economy, where developers pay you per request for an AI generation tool. You could explore enterprise licensing, where large companies pay a premium for custom, private deployments. Or you could set up usage-based pricing, charging users per token or computation on your platform. These are the exact models driving the modern tech economy today.
And here is the best part. You don't need to build a multi-million-dollar foundation model from scratch to do this. You can build an AI product from zero in 4 simple steps. Step 1. Identify market inefficiencies and clear pain points. Step 2. Validate that business idea. Step 3. Leverage existing foundation models that tech giants have already built. And Step 4. Customize those models using techniques like RAG. That's Retrieval Augmented Generation or fine-tuning. You're basically combining their massive computing power with your specific niche data to launch a profitable solution.
The landscape of artificial intelligence offers endless paths. From diving deep into AI engineering and prompt engineering to launching a global startup that automates an entire industry. The knowledge, the frameworks, and the tools, they are now fully within your reach.
I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to close out our masterclass. What will your final AI project be that proves you are ready to solve real-world problems? Now that you have the foundational map of the digital economy, what inefficiency will you target? What problem will you solve? And what will you build next? Thank you so much for joining this note, and I cannot wait to see what you create.